Tapestry really played a significant role was helping us to not only in the beginning get a feel for what's ahead, what we may even feel, the fears, the uncertainties, and help us answer those questions or begin to answer those questions for ourselves. But it also played a role in such a way that it was like a family. We became connected in a way that was so much more than just having to go to a meeting that the agency required.
I think the great thing about having Tapestry in our life when we were going through some of the down cycles with adoption was that we could have somebody where we knew we could call on, and we didn't feel like we had to just suffer through it alone. When we would have panic, what if this happens, what if that happens, there was somebody to talk to. And I don't totally know if we could have survived and gone on to adopt again had we not had that support, because you have to have somebody that carries your burden with you.
I didn't know how many single people would actually be there. And there were a few whenever I walked in, but immediately, single or not single, people just gravitated and just said, oh, we really, really want you to be a part of this. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help or answer questions. So immediately I felt a big part of this group. And I think that the bond immediately came because we were all going through the same thing. There's just something about going through adoption that you have a bond with these people, and that's the kind of group that you can find this in.
I definitely think the friends and relationships were huge during our downs. They were there to celebrate the ups, but the downs, especially given that we were going through a smaller agency and they didn't have a large staff dedicated to adoptive family support, and there was not a training or there wasn't a waiting families group. I know some agencies have that, but ours didn't. So this was pretty much our outlet to have support.
I think Tapestry came in as we hit bumps constantly. I was like, the light bulb, oh, that's what's going on in our world, or that's what's going on with my child. And in adoption, I mean, we are our boys' forever mommy and daddy, and they are forever our children. However, that does not take away their grief. That doesn't take away their questions. And I would not have known how to navigate those questions without Tapestry.
Everyone has been so excited and so supportive of this, but nobody can understand completely if they haven't been through that. And that's with anything in life. And adoption is no different. What I received, by going, the gifts, and I consider gifts that I received going to Tapestry, is that I actually got to feel that support.
Being involved with Tapestry has been, I think, just as important because we're around families that don't look the same. And there's something, I think, very, very unique about that, only certain families are really going to understand what it's like to get the stares that we get, the comments and the questions we get from total strangers or from family. So being in that community of families that don't look the same has been probably the most helpful thing for us.
What it's done is made me feel comfortable, even if somebody doesn't ask me a question, just the looks, because we look a little different, and the looks that I get, it just empowers you. It just makes you feel like you're not alone. You've just come from a meeting 2 weeks ago that you heard, 10 other couples talking about how they were someplace and somebody had given them looks or something. So it just, even if you don't have to respond to a question, it's just knowing that you have the support behind you. And that's what Tapestry gave me.
It's not only beneficial that we have those support systems, but that we're now able to be a support system for others. And it affirms the journey that we're on and the path God has us on.
For me, I started off the process as a non-Christian. And being surrounded by folks who are following Christ and have devoted their lives to Him totally changed my perspective on life, on adoption, but really helped me to understand that this is not all about me and that there's someone else in control of all this. And that helped immensely to be able to hand it all over to God, because it helped with my worry. I'm by nature a worrier. And when I finally felt the freedom to hand it all over to God, it was a huge weight off my shoulders.
Yeah, it's a bewildering thought to think just exactly where our family would be, how we would be parenting, how we'd be relating to each other. I think I shudder a little bit at the thought of how much stress would be in our home if we didn't have the knowledge that we have now. Just from the speakers that have come, from the conferences, and just from other families that have been there and done that and are doing it.
The biggest reason I would recommend Tapestry is for the sense of community and a family. Not just the family that we've created, not just our family, but the family that we've found in Tapestry.